They are antiseptic, antibacterial, and they have a lot of vitamin K, which coagulates the blood. So there
That's
you go.
potassium, baby.
Isn't that exciting? I am truly more excited than I sound. But I really want to try it the next time I get a cut. I'm going to look for a spider web, which will not be difficult in my house, and see if it works. It's supposed to like almost make kind of a plaster over the wound, sort of harden up a little bit. I'm just thrilled.
I
And
don't know how that would feel on just like on my human body. I'm not sure how I'd like feel about that.
well, you'd need to get used to it, but I've done stranger things in the name of love for sure.
Fucking love that show.
I have never seen it.
Y'all, this shit looks good.
All right.
Hey, hell yeah.
I still don't have words to say what the show is or whatever, but you see the flower, you see the roll 20 jobby.
Nice.
You see our heads.
Cool.
Oh, look at all that cool shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really know where to look because my camera's right in front of my face, but the screens are to either side of it.
Have you tried looking in every direction?
I'll give that an attempt.
Excellent.
Well, this is it. I'm supposed to say some stuff.
Yay.
Somebody's in the chat. Cameron says it's looking great. All right. I will minimize that and let Cameron focus on that so I'm not distracted. Okay. Welcome back to Shattered Worlds. I'm your host, your Loremaster, Jeff. And this is it. Shattered Worlds RPG Season 5, Episode 2. It's all about you. AJ, who are you? What's it all about?
Hi, I'm AJ, and I play Gale Zauber. And I don't have the answers for what it's all about. That seems like a very big question for this stream.
Rachel.
Hey! My name is Rachel, and I am fiddling with my laptop to try to get Roll20 to look the way I want it to. And I play Mistletoe, a very enthusiastic Vorak who likes kittens.
I keep forgetting that part in my intro. I'm a Zentridi magic user.
There you go. Hell yeah. And Anthony.
I play Alecto, Ashrender. She's a very naive, well-meaning monk, Yafridi monk. And what it's all about is the hokey pokey.
I'm glad somebody said it.
That's the correct answer.
Oh, no. Well, there is one other correct answer, which is, of course, 42.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Yep. Try to raise these.
From the dead?
Yeah, raise my mics from the dead. It just looks like I'm like, I'm a little boy. And I should be up here. You know, stately and intoning, you know?
I want both.
Okay.
Good.
So let's see, where should we start? Lines and veils. These are safety tools you can use. We have a bunch. We have like lines, things we don't want to interact with in the game. We've got sexual assault, slavery, body horror, and then there may be more. We should have a list going somewhere. And then veils are things that you don't mind getting mentioned, but you'd like them to fade to black, happen in between scenes or whatever. For me, that's like graphic sexuality, possible ultra violence, poop stuff. There you go. and then after we play, we're going to do likes and wishes. So stay tuned for that. Oh, and the other two things are the X card and the O card. The X card will do this kind of jobby for an X, and that's like, stop what you're doing. Let's kind of take a moment, either start back up after the tension is lifted, or talk about it. Maybe we'll be DMing or whatever. We might add to our lines and veils, but all these tools are there to help us keep the flow going and make us happy, and hopefully y'all, the viewers. And then there's the O card, which is where we go like an O with our hands or a heart. And that's like, I really love what's happening in this scene. Let's keep it going. So really quick, I'm gonna get some water and stuff, and text this out to your social medias, share it with your friends. I'll be right back.
Should we do a little recapping while our Loremaster is out?
Oh yes, please,
Oh.
if you are available to.
Well, except that I'm thinking our Loremaster may need it too.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, there was a lag between my audio, and there's a lag between me speaking and the mic coming back into my ears, and it's just awful.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well, just turn off
Yeah, I need to
off
turn
your
my
own
monitor.
sound. Yeah. Yeah.
Is that okay? Thank God.
Yeah. It's maddening.
I
Completely
like
maddening.
hearing myself, but it sounds like a speech jammer every time it happens.
Mhm.
Oof. No, it's terrible. That just shuts my brain right off.
I want to figure out how that happens so I can figure out how to like fix it without turning the monitor off.
I don't know if you can, just because the sound waves have to go up to a satellite in space before they come back to your ears, and it's not instantaneous.
Now that's just disrespectful. I won't have this. Not on my good Christian server.
Oh my. I didn't know that Christ cared about such things, but I'm happy to learn things about strange
Oh,
religions.
they're all about it. They're super into Discord.
Nice.
Okay, let's catch up. Does anybody have like a quick recap of what happened last time, or I could muddle through it?
We were just discussing whether or not we should do that. I can attempt to if that's okay, and you can then feel free to jump
We
in.
choose
Oh, yeah.
you, Adam.
That's right. Anthony,
Anthony.
Sorry,
we'll get there.
I
It
don't
will-
look like an Anthony.
It will
so
never, I
Adam.
swear, eventually it will happen. And if you folks feel like putting your actual name in next to your character name, that will prevent me from making that dreadful mistake, which I do regularly. But I
do the
did
same
have the
thing.
right letter of the alphabet, so I'm excited about that.
I'm proud of you.
Well-
That's character development.
Thank you.
Well, I don't look like an Anthony, so I get Adam and Andrew. And,
Do you?
Yeah, a lot.
I get a lot of Rebecca.
Mhm.
But Anthony, honestly, dear, your face is in such shadow that
I
you
know,
just
got
look
the
like
white
the
line.
Dark Lord, and so I I might as well just call you Beelzebub. Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
I
am
have
digressing.
a halo. I have a glorious halo behind me.
Anthony,
Unfortunately,
please,
shadow.
please give us your recap. I would
All
love
right.
to hear it.
So, an unknown benefactor, at least when we first start, let me start at the very beginning. In the beginning, there was light, and we arrived at the space station, asteroid, which is called Stoneflower Island. All three of us work for different organizations, but were brought together by a mysterious benefactor, sort of a Charlie's Angels sort of thing, to uncover some shady shit going on Stoneflower Island. during the 20th anniversary of the end of a big galactic war. The celebration is taking place in Stoneflower Island, so I'm assuming there are all kinds of people from high up from all over the galaxy arriving to celebrate, and we're there to kind of help figure out what's going on or something. And when we arrived, we went to a party, and there were some minor hijinks. We were brought to an adjoining room to the party, and we met someone named the artist, who had us watch. The artist, and I'm assuming his partner, Cthulhu.
Cthulhu Water Seeker
Yes,
is the other member of the Oakleaf gang, or Operation Oakleaf, whatever this is.
And see, the artist had us watch a film where a senator, galactic senator, Lady Marissa Stargazer, told us about this plot, and that we were supposed to investigate or infiltrate the shadowy organization, look for plans, find evidence. And after a few moments of talking with us, the artist said, "You know what? I'll just contact you if we need something broken."
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we went back to our rooms, and there was a murder scene in the hotel room across from us.
Yeah, the random events we triggered was Flash Mob, Murder, and maybe one other that's not coming to me. But yeah.
The corpse in that room was half melted, covered with a green goo, and had a data pad in one hand that said, "Tell Rizzo the fish is walking."
Yeah.
And that was where we faded to black.
Yeah. So your characters don't know that, but that's a thing that happened. You're welcome to go ask the cops for the details. I'm sure they'll just hand them out.
Oh, that sounds super easy and totally achievable.
Let's see. So you could either go back to your room and go back to bed, or you can go looking for trouble. It's about, let's say, 10:30 at night.
Oh, it's bedtime.
Yay!
Yeah, we've been partying. I've been drinking. I've never had anything to drink before, so I'm probably a little woozy.
All right.
Gale has hard working hours, and it ends at like 10.
Nice. So you rush home and you get into bed. What's a little of your bedtime ritual look like?
Oh, good. Get out of the day clothes, get into a nice like nightgown, like a big old moo kind of thing. I've got a big fuzzy like green sleep mask. I got little slippers that I walk around the room with as I'm like getting ready, because it takes me a minute to like get down. I kind of like pace back and forth a little bit, and then I finally hit the sack.
Nice.
Alecto does some stretching, meditates, and then pulls the blankets off the bed because she sleeps on the floor.
Of course she does.
Makes perfect sense. And how's Mistletoe get ready for bed?
Well, I'm guessing that the bed is kind of more like a bench for Mistletoe.
Oh no, like I said earlier, or last time, Voroks, like half of the designers of the station are Vorakis, so
So
they have
there's
specific rooms tailored to your enormous bulk.
nice. Okay, so Mistletoe is happy to see that, and she yawns and stretches and lies on her back and puts her kitten on her chest and falls asleep instantly.
Hey, how long has it been?
Just
How
it just happened, right?
How long has it been since I gave her the cat?
Oh yeah, as in how long does conjuring cats last?
Yeah.
I think they last. Let's see. Let's figure out some lore here. So you pull it out of the etheric dimension or whatever. It hangs out until I'm gonna say you turn it off, or it takes a hit point of damage or something. So, or
Okay, so
let's call it 10 vitality. So if something makes it go away.
all right, so it's still there. Okay, I just
Phew.
wanted to know.
Otherwise, you can have a very upset mistletoe shaking Gale awake.
Yeah, I think if it's like a combat size creature, I'll make it only last for a certain amount of
Yeah.
time.
Mm,
But it's a cat. Like, who cares?
thanks.
So I'm gonna do a random event, and a lot of them are designed for being outside, but we'll see how this goes. Unless somebody would like to, if you have roll 20 up, you can go to the left and pick a D100. If anybody's got that, or I could do it.
I got a D100.
Cool. Lay it on us.
73.
73. Oh, this is great. Okay. Somebody gets a call. Is anybody here have an old friend that might check in?
I don't think that Gale has many friends, so probably not Gale.
All right. Let's say Alecto. Alecto, your device is beeping, and there's a little thing on the TV, like you can put it over on the hollow screen. However you want to answer it.
Mhm. The thing is, Alecto is kind of on the run from her monastery and doesn't really know anyone except for the woman that she's chasing. So,
Interesting. So yeah, you're getting a call for some reason.
all right, I'll answer it.
Okay, you see it's like
hello?
shadowy behind the figure. It's kind of shadowy green, dark. It's like a forest scene. And you see somebody in a hood, and they say, Alecto, I saw you on the far net. You're on Stoneflower Island. And this is your grandmother, who you haven't seen in gosh knows how long. But they knew you before you were ever a monk, right? So
Okay.
she's like, I saw you, and then I was thinking, should you be at your monastery? And then I was thinking maybe you've left and you'd like to meet up.
Well, aren't the there's a rival family that is trying, this is out of character, there's a rival family in my backstory that is trying to wipe out my entire family. There's a free war amongst different families. So first of all, I was sent to the monastery when I was a baby. I don't know my grandmother. This is really weird, very unsettling. I've never seen my grandmother.
Wait a minute. Wait, then we have to change it. If you were a baby, that won't work.
Yeah. Okay.
So it'll be a lady you call grandmother Ashai, who was a caretaker at the compound, like where the monastery or whatever. So like a civilian.
So she was like another, like someone that wasn't in the monastery, but like, okay. Yeah, that's perfect. Oh, I'm kind of in the middle of something right now, grandmother.
Well, I haven't been with the monastery for a couple of years now since my hip. I couldn't carry all that firewood. And so I just saw you there in the crowd, and I was thinking, well, look at Alecto all grown up. I have some vacation time. I've converted it into a fund which I could take a starship anywhere in the galaxy, and I was thinking maybe I could come out there and see you after. Oh, what's it been?
It's been about a year since I left the monastery. Um, and I think grandma's gone a little senile, unfortunately. Look, Grammy, I am first of all, I'm really surprised that I was on the HoloNet. Secondly, it's not a good idea to be visiting right now. I tell you what, I'll visit. I'll come back. Can't lie. I will visit as soon as I can.
Oh, good. Well, you have a happy Remembrance Day. I know those conclavers, they just love it. Among us, Yafrit, of course, it was a little complicated. You know, after I lost my husband,
And she kind of goes off, and eventually you're, oh, static, and you know, whatever.
I need to go back to sleep, grandmother. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
I want to infiltrate this shadowy organization with your grandma.
Sorry about that. I didn't. I invented a character before I figured with your backstory.
But that's all right.
So-
I sent you my backstory a while ago. It's very long and detailed.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea that you could potentially be sold out. Sold out to your monastery.
By my grandma.
Yeah, by this old lady.
And she would probably do it accidentally. So
Yeah.
that's fun. That's got me sweating a little bit.
Okay. Does anyone have a wake up call? What time do you like to wake up in the morning?
Promptly 6:30 a.m.
With the dawn. And then immediately start doing my workout and practicing my form. And normally I would like punch a tree trunk, but there's nothing like that around here. So it's shadow box.
Nice.
I've used the coffee pot in my room. I have made a very strong batch of coffee. I've poured some into a mug, and then I've started drinking straight from the pot.
Oh, dangerous. And mistletoe?
Mistletoe's eyes just kind of open with the sun, and she sees the kitty and she's just very happy, but she's terrified to move because the kitty is still sleeping and doesn't want to disturb it.
Cute. All right. Well, let's see. I think there'll be a news story. What is this news?
Is it one of those ones that, like, it doesn't matter if you're watching it or not, it'll turn on your TV so you see it?
Oh yeah, as soon as y'all are paying attention, I mean, obviously you can decide whether to turn on the video or the audio or whatever, but if one does, they see this wandering older stoop-shouldered Yafriti gentleman with like kind of dappled green and black skin modification and wispy silver hairs and sort of a long robe with no shoes, and they're kind of wandering around the one of the gardens, one of the sky gardens, and some people are trying to corral them, and they're going,
The Lunari have never forgotten that they caused the war, and now they're sending invisible killers after us. It's just like them. There's one now.
and he's like raising his fists, and the camera shifts over, and like there's nothing there. And then it cuts to the newscaster who's like, this person is in distress, and you know, they have a name. I don't know.
It's Jerry.
Jerry the Excitable.
This happens often enough that he has a title.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Mistletoe sees this and is completely unconcerned because there are lots of times people see things that she doesn't. And so she's going to go take a quick shower while I run upstairs and figure out what's going on.
Nice. Okay, so we got a showering Vorak. Gale, you're pounding the coffee.
I'm pounding the
Alecto.
coffee, and after hearing that, I'm checking my equipment to see if I have anything that can see through invisibility, and I probably don't, but I'm checking anyway.
Is there any way you could quickly whip something up, like a potion?
Is there a
or
roll for that?
charm? What are your magic, your spell masteries?
I have offensive wind magic. I have summoning shadow magic. The order shadow magic. I do have crafting as a skill.
Okay, so we'll do a crafting or shadow magic. Like one uses senses to sense figures that aren't visible, and the other one would make a charm or something that can do that. So should we roll twice or just add the points from one to the other?
I guess points from one to the other.
Okay.
I have a
Let's do it.
+2 in both of these for rank.
Nice.
All right, so that was, I rolled a 3, but that's, is it only +2 for one of them, or is it +4 for both of them?
Let's go +4. Why not?
Okay, so then that makes it a 7, and then plus my shadow skill. 19.
19. That's a medium success. So yeah, you've got a little charm or a polished stone or something small that when you interact with it, it makes you be able to see invisible beings within, I don't know, 30 feet. Is that good enough?
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's pretty short. Let's call it 50 feet.
Yeah. All right, so I have a little seeing through invisibility thing.
Cool. So Gale got up early and made a little charm. Mistletoe's getting all washed up. Are you doing a water shower or a sonic shower? They're both available here.
Oh, she likes water. And, but again, is a little fuzzy on the concept of cats, and so tries to bring the kitten in with her. And that doesn't go great, but
Kitten
Yeah, I
scratches
wonder
you.
how a conjured cat feels about water. I feel
Yeah,
like this needs a roll. I'm gonna
okay, great. Maybe she likes it.
I'm gonna say there's a 20% chance she likes water.
Awesome.
Nope.
She does
Hates
not
it.
like
Jumps out.
jumps out.
So the showers here are great. They're shaped like a whole rock and grassy kind of jungly environment. Water comes out of several different places.
Awesome.
Based on where you want it. So
Did the
it's
cat
real
take harm
nature.
from did the cat take harm from that shower?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think
No,
cats
she just
get
jumped
hurt by
out.
water, right?
I'm just
Yeah.
waiting for that cat to disappear.
Oh no.
I'm not gonna do it myself, but I'm waiting for that to happen.
Oh,
So an Alecto.
poor Mistletoe.
We'll say you're the one that rallies the troops. So how does that happen?
Well, I'll start with my neighbor, who I believe is Gale, and knock on her door. After I've been up for several hours, which I'm sure, is the half an hour after Gale has woken up or so. And
Oh, yep. Hold on a second. I put the charm on my neck and I go to the door.
Cool.
Oh, hey,
Gale.
Alecto.
Hello, good morning. I was thinking we should probably gather up Missle and perhaps start our day.
Oh, good idea. Yeah. Let's go. Right next to us, right? I forget.
Yeah, you guys have adjoining, out of character,
Oh,
you guys have adjoining rooms because there's a whole
Duh.
thing.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll go knock on Mistletoe's door. Mistletoe, it's
Yeah,
Alecto. It's Alecto and Gale. We were thinking maybe we should get going.
yeah, I'm hungry.
Yes, me as well.
Yes, we'll go get some food for sure.
Good food, good. What does the kitty eat?
Oh, the kitty is spectral. She doesn't need anything.
Oh, I want to be spectral. No, I don't. I like food. Poor kitty doesn't get to eat.
So do you want to go to the fancy restaurant on the top floor or like the regular diner type place on the first floor? Would you like to go out onto the concourse, find a different spot?
Do you guys have any strong feelings? Because if not, then I have strong feelings for the diner.
It's delightful to me as long as there's.
Wait, say
I-
that again.
That's delightful. That sounds delightful to me as long as there's food.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the diner would be more appropriate probably for that situation. They're less likely to complain about the cat, I'm thinking.
Yes. Oh, nice. So yeah, once you're dry, the cat follows along, and y'all tromp down to the diner. And when you get there, you find all the same options are available: ramen in a bowl, oysters in plastic, peanut butter and jelly. But you also see like a bit of a waffle buffet has been set up. And you got waffle toppings from all around the galaxy.
Right for that waffle. Right for that waffle buffet. This is exactly why I chose diner.
Alecto wants to have one of everything. But unfortunately doesn't have a lot of money.
I was gonna say who's bankrolling this trip.
You do have access to funds, so and everything in this center area is free to all guests, anybody with a room here. So don't worry about the price of food. You can have
Well, then,
lobster for breakfast if you want.
Getting everything.
I like this place. I want to go there for real.
All right. So
It's a continental breakfast plus.
cool. So you're mounting down on some waffles. Somebody roll me a d6. The news is playing in this diner area.
We got a 4.
Okay, so a news program you see mentions Esseline, which is the home world of the Gillamorians. It's gorgeous, water-based environments, anything you could think of. And then you see a huge like hurricane swirling on northern, like north of the equator above this planet. And there's a newscaster talking about how it's this freak weather activity that could damage, tons of cities up and down this continent. So that's noteworthy. That'll get the Gillamorians on the station a little worked up, probably. Oh, and there's tons of people here, so we could do like random chats, or y'all could decide where you want to go next.
Alecto is gleefully just stuffing her face.
Cool.
Just going to town. Maybe she'll talk with her mouth full, but you won't understand her.
Gale is intermittently like going like left hand plate, fork, eating the waffles, right hand going through like notes that she's taken down on like specific experiments. But like she hears the news for a second to like catch up on the weather update, the bad hurricanes and whatnot. And she takes that moment to be like, Is this something that we should be? Is this something that's going to affect our mission? Or
Who are you asking?
I'm assuming we're all at the table. Yes.
Yeah.
Just a group question.
What was the news again? What was the news again? I'm sorry. I listened.
There's freak weather situations like hurricanes and stuff happening on the Gilmorian planet.
Oh, I don't know.
So what mission? I know he wanted my muscles, but I wanted to keep my muscles. So are we not doing the mission because I don't want to give that man my muscles?
You get to keep your muscles on you. He just wants you to use them on other people.
Oh.
things.
Oh. Okay. Okay, let's do this mission. I like to use my muscles on other people.
Okay,
All right.
y'all. Oh, go ahead.
All right. Alecto, do you think this is going to make any, like, we may have to talk to some Gilmorian people. We don't know how this is going to affect our relations with them. I don't know. I'm stupid.
You're wow.
I don't know how. I mean, I'm saying it, and now I'm thinking, like, I don't know how this is going to affect anything. It's just weather happening on a Gilmorian planet.
Yeah. I'm perhaps the artist when he's not doing pottery at the rec center will call us if it's important, I suppose.
You're right.
So to remind you and the viewer, Operation Oakleaf requires you to mingle, to get to know the various personages here, maybe try to wrangle your way into getting brought into the conspiracy to get these plans or to do this project, whatever. Or also be available if a specific task comes from the artist. Speaking of, y'all three get a do, and you see a little green oak leaf spinning in the top right corner of your screens.
I tap it.
This is your secure comm link that hacks out a portion of the regular feed, so you can send and receive secure messages. So
I'll pick up my phone. My mouth is still full of waffle and lobster or whatever. And he's like, hello.
Cool. So you see Cthulhu Waterseeker, the Zentradi monk from the meeting. You see he looks kind of harried, like maybe he had a late night, and he's squinty and bleary. He must be outside because it's a lot of light on his forehead. And he says, good, you three are awake. Look, I think something might be going down. I'm getting a lot of chatter. Something about people around the windows. I don't know exactly what that means, but all of a sudden, you hear an explosion. It sounds close enough to like rattle things, but not close enough to like damage the hotel or anything. But it's up, like through the roof, kind of up, like maybe the outer shielding of the place. You're not sure.
The sky's exploding.
I want to run outside to look at that, and at the same time, I'm activating that charm just in case.
Nice. Okay, you bolt out of the hotel, running through the lobby, like dodging people. Mistletoe, Alecto, will you follow?
Absolutely.
Okay. Cthulhu does that thing where his device kind of rattles and tumbles, and all you can see is like one of his feet in the concourse. And you get out, and he's got his like walking stick poised, ready to do something with. You're not sure what. And he's looking up past the hotel you just came out of, and you look up and you see the whole thing is covered with force fields, but there's also a physical barrier just in the event of a disaster or whatever. And a whole section of the mirrors or the windows has just splattered open. And so instead of pure white sunlight with like pictures of blue sky or whatever, there's this huge black gaping hole and glass just coming down out of the sky, and like fiberglass things like catching the light, and maybe a bit of fire up in the girders. You're not sure, but people are screaming. Cthulhu like waves you all over.
I run to him. Do I see anything with the invisibility or?
Give me a perception check, and I don't know, +2 if you have investigation or combat sense.
I do have investigation. Keep it rolling. Got a 10.
Hell yeah. Keep it rolling.
All right. 14.
So for
plus-
Rachel and the viewer, if you roll a 10, you get to roll again and add the number to your
Oh, cool.
roll.
All right. So I
Thank you.
rolled a 14 plus a 2 for investigation plus my light. Will make it a 27.
Hey, so an epic success. This is like basically this is where we like describe what happens or whatever, but basically all these people are milling out, coming out of these hotels, and a few coming out of the garden, and people up early basically, and they're all looking up towards the thing, and you see a sort of willowy figure looking directly at you about 50 feet away.
Like on the ground in front of me.
Yeah, about still on the concourse here, but like to the east or whatever, if you see the picture there.
Okay, yeah.
It's looking directly at us or directly at the crowd or
Directly at Gale.
At Gale. Okay.
Like they peeped that she peeped them. So
Okay, yeah.
and it's a feminine, tall, skinny figure that then fades backwards into obscurity, out of the range of your charm. And Alecto and Missle, you realize that Gale is looking off some random direction instead of up at the things, and you see those Gillamorian kind of red-coated, red-hatted cops flying up towards the hole with their chariot scooter things.
Okay, well, Mistletoe just follows their lead.
Yeah, I'm definitely still running to Cthulhu. I've just noticed this for sure.
Okay. Cool. So Cthulhu's there, and he's looking around. He sees you, Gale, notice something else. He's like, "You have a lead."
I think I may know what just did this. I don't know. So it happened up there, right? But down here, I have this charm. It lets me see invisible things. I made it this morning. Truly amazing. But I just saw there was this weird, like, very shifty looking woman, and it didn't look like anyone else was able to see her, and she looked very surprised that I could.
Okay, don't point, but which direction? So it's
She's
the
about
east.
that way. Yeah, in the east.
He goes, should we pursue?
Yes.
All right. I'll
Alecto
leave.
votes pursue.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. She's already kind of walking that way.
In that case, I'll start running east to see if I can see her again.
Okay, cool. So you are running. So you're not worried about her realizing you're onto her. She already kind of is anyway.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the gig's up. We notice each other. We locked eyes.
So y'all are running east while everybody's milling about, like, oh, what is this crap? And you see a couple of reporters with a floating camera drone. They lock eyes on you, Missile, and they're like, oh, what is this person doing going this other way when this crap is going on in the sky? And one of them waves at you like they'd like to get an interview as you're running by.
Mistletoe waves back and keeps running.
Cool. All right. I'll let Alecto and Missile make perception rolls, but since they're invisible, it'll be very difficult. Gale, give me another perception check to try to find her since some
All
time
right.
has passed.
I rolled a 10 and another 10
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice. You're gonna do way better than me.
and a 6.
Okay. So that's surely a legendary success, which in combat you get to talk, you get to come up with basically what happens. So there's some cool way that you discover an invisible person, whatever that might be.
I watch for people being pushed out of the way, clothes being whipped around by the airflow of the person moving through. Maybe even I can use my I use my martial art powers to see her chi, her life force.
Yeah. I think I'm
That's
also
awesome.
like running behind you, like kind of like subtly giving you directions. Like I think you're definitely doing better than me because I rolled a 20 and you rolled like God knows everything, but like
Oh yeah, so you know where they are.
yeah.
Alecto seems like even got the jump. And Missile, did you roll a d10?
Roll a d10. Ba-da-ba-da.
I guess I'll roll for Cthulhu.
I got it. A 5.
Awesome. So yeah, you're Cthulhu also did very well. Yeah, so I'll say Cthulhu and Alecto pull out in front, and Gale, you're pointing out the person to Missile.
Yeah.
And Cthulhu and Alecto, you're able to break off to the right towards the gardens as they break off that direction. There's like one of those brick restrooms, like at a park, pretty close to the concourse. And so you book to the ladies' side, and they're booking around the back of the men's side. Or actually, in the sci-fi future, it's non-binary all the way. So, you're on one
Nice.
side, they're on the other.
Gender neutral restrooms.
What will they think of next?
So I'll let you get a surprise round if you want to try to tackle them or anything like that.
Yeah, sure. I'll attempt to grab.
Okay, Cthulhu will do an intimidation check. Did bad.
I'm going to screenshot this, Jeff, so you believe me.
Oh, nice. Love it.
I got a total of 15, and I'm not sure what. Let's look at my skills. I don't know, just whatever combat stuff.
Yeah, it's combat sense, perception.
Okay.
Or no, actually, no. This is a
I'm
grapple,
grappling.
correct?
Right.
So that'd be earth plus whatever. But you're a monk, so you could use
Yeah.
wind.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use my wind, which is a 12.
Okay. Badass. So yeah, you run around there. You grab this invisible person as Cthulhu kind of his eye line is a little bit off as he's like, "Quit fighting, we've got you now." And the gun is kind of pointed the wrong direction. Well, his staff turns into a gun. He like clicks it, and you see like a shell pop out or something. I don't know.
He cocks his staff. I love
Yeah.
Alecto goes, "Psst, Cthulhu, over here."
Hell yeah. So yeah, you totally lock them down so they can't act Unless
I'll
they
put him in an arm lock with my knee on their lower back.
cool. So you're like banged up against this brick restroom. Gale and Missle, you're storming into the garden, the sky garden here, and you see your colleagues have corralled some, half invisible person.
Well, Mistletoe lumbers over, clomp, 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 and just uses her giant fists to wrap her hands around the necks of each one. And
There's just one.
wraps her hand around the neck of that one, and with one hand and with the other hand, gently pats Alecto on the head and says, "It's okay. I got muscles."
Okay, I'll say she kind of gives up and becomes visible. And you see this tall, skinny, dark black-haired woman, very severe, sort of narrow features. And she's got a reddish black sequiny gown, like floor length. She might have been up all night partying. And she says, "You're wasting your time. I have nothing to do with this."
How did you know we were going to ask? And also, how did you turn invisible?
She sighs, and Cthulhu, you realize as soon as he sees her, he like stiffens up and he looks kind of concerned, and he gives you this look like, be cool,
Hey.
man, kind of look.
What, do you know her?
There's entropic energy flowing off of her in waves. If she isn't undead, I would be shocked.
Well, there's an easy way to find out about that.
The woman gives him the dirtiest look. She's like, "Ugh. Why are you bothering me?
That
I
explains
simply noticed you. I have nothing to give you."
That's interesting. I cast Banish.
What? How'd you do?
5. I have 2 for the rank. And that's a shadow skill. So 7 plus 12 is 19.
Okay, you heartily rebuke her, and she stiffens up, and she looks very upset, but she doesn't burst into particles or run off or anything. But she does kind of shrug off Missle's grip and Alecto's and like pats herself down, and she says, "You can intimidate me all you like, but if you want to solve that mystery, you'll have to do it up there." And she looks up at the big hole.
Okay, so not quite undead, but all right. So apparently you do know something about this mystery, so go ahead and start talking.
She says, "The children of Slain are on the station." So the Children of Slain are a radical Lunari splinter group. They go back 40 years or 50 years, way before the war that you're all here to celebrate.
How do you spell Slain?
Slain. And Padmore Slain was this brutal general that put down rebellions and, was very brutal. And sort of French Revolution kind of vibe. So this group took their name from her to be like, we're the hardest of the hard, kind of right wing. We don't want to be part of the conclave. We should have won that war and taken over.
Right.
So if they're here, security must have screwed up somewhere.
So they're a cult?
A cult? A military resistance group? Name your poison.
And you're saying that they're in charge for this?
I'm saying if you go looking, you'll find their fools all over it.
All right, well,
Why though? Just to make
Why?
a
Look
statement?
around you. This entire event is a gathering of peoples from all over the galaxy.
yeah, well, there's also talk of invisible killers, and last I checked, you were just invisible.
She smiles, and her smile kind of opens her mouth a little bit, and you see her canines are very long and pointy, and she
Cool.
giggles, and whoosh, all of a sudden there are 1,000 bats amidst you, and they all go flying off in all directions.
You made me deal with a vampire. I hate that.
Gale, you had your throat around a person, and then they kind of shrugged off, and then they said some stuff, and then they turned into bats and flew away. How do you respond?
Are you sure that wasn't Missile?
Missile, yeah.
Oh. Missile is just looking around confused and is not real sure what to think, and then just kind of pets the kitten for reassurance.
Cool.
And purrs.
Did where did the slippery person go?
I don't know where she went, but I believe she's a vampire.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Cthulhu, it makes a lot more sense that you were so nervous before. Okay. Yes, this makes sense.
It also
Um,
makes sense that how I was able to follow her energy with my chi senses, because she was giving off all that entropic energy.
Yeah.
Betrayal.
And she had pointed up, right? The vampire lady.
Yeah, towards the explosion and the girders up there.
Okay, and so Mistletoe is really looking up there, thinking that maybe that's where that lady went, since that's what she was pointing at last.
Oh yeah. Why don't you give me a investigation check? That's just a D10, and we'll add your light stat and any relevant
Okay,
bonuses.
so that's a 4 plus a 6 is a 10.
Okay, yeah. So you're not sure where the bats went, but you look up there. There's now a big skiff barge type thing with like machines and Vorok techs and stuff up by the thing. There's a bunch of cops are right around it, and some people have gone into the superstructure, or you see like robots moving around
Mm.
in between the panes of glass and all that jazz.
So, Mistletoe, who basically carries this bag everywhere she goes, it just kind of goes around her neck and over one shoulder. It's got one strap, and it's just huge. And she puts the kitten in there and pats it on the head and says, time to use muscles. And just starts kind of, is there something for her to climb up, or?
There's elevators. If you go into the Central Park, you can take
But
an
could she
elevator
just
up to a
climb
funicular.
up something like?
Let's see.
Well, right next to these bathrooms, you can climb to the top of that.
Oh, I think Missile's trying to get up to the hole.
Yeah,
Correct? Yeah.
she's trying
it's
to
like
get
a kilometer up and to the northwest.
Okay, so she says, all right, so she tries to do whatever the vampire lady did just before she turned into a bunch of bats, to see that if she can turn into a bunch of bats too.
Okay, I
And
will
eyeball
allow
to
it.
check if I have a loot. Stand by to
Roll.
check if I have any
I'm-
illusion magic.
I'm guessing that she can't, but that's what she wants to do.
Cool. Give me a D10. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
Maybe you hurt yourself imagining.
Oh dear, it's a 1.
All
Oh
right.
no, Missile
let's
broke
see
her
if
brain.
that's a super botch. Yeah, that's a super botch. So you get a little confused and you're like, I'm gonna turn into bats. And I don't know, you break your brain. You're a
I
little
think
confused
she
for a
thinks
minute.
that my guess is she thinks it worked.
Yeah.
And so she walks around flapping her arms as hard as she can and is just frustrated that she's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Making
You're one
squeaky
big
noises.
giant bat instead
Yeah.
of 1,000.
She- How big is his room? Does she hit us?
Oh, I mean, you're just next to a restroom. It's not. It's.
I think we're
huge open
outside.
air.
Oh,
yeah.
we're still outside. I thought we were
Yeah.
inside of this bathroom.
No.
Oh, that would be uncomfortable. No.
If we
Oh,
were
shit.
to investigate that whole, how would we get up there?
So you could
Alecto
rent
says
a
out loud.
vehicle and fly up there. You could go up the funicular and down and take one of the stops off. But pretty much everything up that high is employees only. So you'd have to break in or get authorization, that kind of stuff.
Disguises?
Could
I
be.
always wanted to wear a disguise.
Disguises. I'm not
Oh,
good
you
at
can also
disguising
just
myself.
you could also just dial in your various comm devices to zoom in
Hmm.
and watch the cops and the robots do their thing.
No.
I think that's what I do because I am not good at concealing myself.
Okay, cool.
I'll push my device in front of Gale's face and show me how to do that. That's cool.
Oh, it's really easy. You just hit this button, you kind of like take your fingers and you like scroll outwards with them, and then you just look through the screen.
Thank you.
Sorry
So
to force like
helpful.
iPhone technology on this cool futuristic space shit.
Hell yeah. Zooming in, you see it's pretty standard police work. It looks like they must not have a direct suspect because they're not racing off in a particular direction. But you see workers now going along a catwalk looking for signs of explosive devices, that kind of thing.
God, there's probably no way to translate that invisibility charm to seeing through the phone.
No, no, it's
yeah.
close up.
I figured. So it's just like police workers like casing the crime scene to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. And now you see ground cops have started like moving amongst the crowd, encouraging them to keep moving. They're sort of staking out key strategic points along the concourse to protect hotels and stuff, but they don't like show big weapons. They're just sort of, making an appearance.
Fully ignoring them to see if I can see anything else.
Okay, yeah. Give me a computers check if you have it, or just another investigation.
Let me see if I have anything in computers. Nope, I just have tech sense. All right.
Text sense, that'll be fine. It'll
Oh.
help you like check into the news feeds, see if you can kind of safely hack into various cameras and things.
All right, well then 5 + 2 for the tech sense, and then my light, so 7, 11, 18.
18. Okay, yeah. So you're able to sort of move through legal channels, and you get plenty of different angles on the action, but all the audio is locked down by the law enforcement authorities, so you can't. So you'd have to read lips. So I'll let you record the video, and then you can kind of do a lip reading app later or whatever.
I press the recording button on my phone.
Cool. So now then, I'll say it's about 9:30 a.m.
All right.
and
One moment. I'm sorry.
we're coming close to the end here. We're coming close
Didn't
to the
realize
end.
my door was open.
So I think there's time for one more act. Would you guys like to go somewhere? Pick up an item, meet a certain type of person, research anything. Now's your chance.
Well, now I know that we're dealing with vampires, so I can't justify having anything on me though, but
I'd like to ask Cthulhu what he knows about the children of Slain and how we might go about finding them.
All right, cool. He kind of looks around and he points to like a little pavilion tent. It's kind of narrow and pointy. It's all brown. It looks about as exciting as Cthulhu himself. And he waves for y'all to go over there, and he tromps over. And there's a little like bap stick that hangs from a piece of wood, and he baps it, and whoever's inside the tent goes,
Come on in.
and he waves for y'all to go in.
go in.
Sounds like grandma. We're in trouble.
Okay, you go in, and this is a typical like traveling tent of the followers of Long, who are a Zentradi windrunner organization that helps protect travelers on the dusty plains of the homeworld. And when the Zentradi started moving out to other colonies and planets, they put up one of these tents in every area. So they have all kinds of knowledge on the station, maps, any publicly available feeds and stuff like that. So, and you see this older, balding lady with glasses at the end of her nose, pretty short for a Zentradi, and she's got a bunch of rings on, and she's reading a actual paper book. And she looks up and she goes,
Oh, Cthulhu. Tell your friends to have a seat. We don't really have much in the way of beverages. You can get some tea there.
and she points at, it's like at a convention, there's stashed teas of different
Yep.
varieties.
Real quick, followers of Lawn or Long?
Long, Long.
Okay.
Cthulhu says, we could talk freely here. Followers of Long, we always have a jammer going. You know how it is, places like this. And the
Okay,
lady's
good.
Like, oh yes, prying eyes everywhere.
Okay, good. Because what the actual hell was that? That was a vampire. I thought those were fake. Are vampires real?
Missle, Alecto, you've heard about vampires, I think, and the
Oh,
legends and mythology and whatnot. But yeah, she brings out like data pads and hands them out. She starts going through a looks like a recipe card book with like codes and stuff. And she's like moving things around. And eventually your data pads come up with all the information you could possibly want about vampires. Even to the point that there's been a few sightings on the station since it opened.
I start taking notes between like what I have on mythology versus what's actually factually in front of me right now. Cross-referencing.
So,
yeah.
this is a question for the GM. So,
Yes.
Vampires, like, do Vorax have blood that vampires can drink?
Oh yeah, I mean you're a kind of human, so yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
they'll drink you.
They'll drink me. All right.
In fact,
Deep
they
down,
might
we're
even
all-
like Vorak more because they have so much more blood
Got it.
than the average person.
Deep down,
Okay.
we're all a Capri Sun.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vorok might be terrified of vampires in
Yeah, I could see that.
the same way that, you know, like elephants are theoretically afraid of mice, and that, you know, you don't know what those sneaky little things are going to be up to. So um then maybe does she still think that she was briefly a bat?
Sure. Yeah, I mean
So
Missle's on some psychedelic bullshit.
So I'm guessing, all right, so Missle is worried now that she may have become a vampire by trying to be a bat.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you find
And
in the
is-
literature most of the time you need to be bitten.
And is therefore frightened of herself.
Okay. Normally in the literature you need to be bitten or in rare cases cursed.
Okay.
You don't think either of those things happen, but I'm picturing Missile looking around to see if there's any bites. that weren't
Okay.
there
All right. That's what she looks
yesterday.
around, and then she very gingerly takes out the kitten to make sure that the kitten has not been bitten or turned into a vampire. And the kitten seems to be okay, but she still gives it a name, Bitey.
Hell yeah.
Kitten grows fangs.
So while you're doing research, the old lady is bantering with Cthulhu, and she says,
So do you think that was the children of Slain?
and he says, of course. Who else would it be? And she says,
Well, they're kind. I wish they could be rooted out. That kind of speciesism won't help our galaxy heal.
and he's like, tell me about it. All right. So that's what's going on.
And for clarification, the Children of Slain would like absolutely 100% for sure be against Remembrance Day.
Mhm.
Right. They probably even call it something else, you know, like the end of the war, the capitulation or some bullshit.
All right. Okay.
The war of Southern aggression, you know, that kind of crap.
Alecto is very confused by politics and is very interested in what Cthulhu and the old lady have to say. So she's very eager to listen in.
Okay.
Yeah, I
nice.
think
So
same here.
So y'all end up getting a tutorial on the Children of Slain and their various crimes. They're not opposed to shooting civilians. They've set off bombs in government buildings. They're sort of like Timothy McVeigh style terrorists. Like they have no chance of winning, but they're doing it anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we'll wrap, except I rolled on the random events table 84, which is fire drill. Boop, 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 boop. And Cthulhu's like, what? Oh no. And grandmother Ashai, was that her name?
Mhm.
Or that was
No,
the
that was-
vampire lady.
yeah.
No,
Ashai
that
was-
was your grandmother.
That was her.
Oh, okay.
That was, yeah, Alecto's
So-
grandma.
Grandmother.
So this is Auntie Lejan, and she leaps up, surprisingly spry for an older lady, and she grabs her staff gun and rushes out the tent. I imagine y'all follow.
Yes.
Cthulhu's like, that restroom has an entrance to the safety area, air raid shelter, whatever. It's where you're supposed to go in the event of a fire drill. And so the last thing we see is y'all running across the concourse towards the thing, and people running around like waving and shouting for their kids and stuff. And these little blue light drones going beacon siren like swirling lights floating about 20 feet above everyone's head.
Huh.
Yeah.
And there's all kinds of crazies. First an explosion and now a fire drill.
First an explosion, now you'd think one would come before the other.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
What was Auntie's name again?
Lejon.
Lejon.
Okey-doke.
I'm sorry, let me write that name down more French.
Lejon.
Lejeune.
So yeah, so that was that. Does anyone want to have the last word, say anything fun? Now's your chance to throw off a character, in character goof, whatever.
Fire!
Alecto wants to know what a fire drill is and why is it so loud and why are the people running?
Nice. So I imagine you're trailing, holding these data pads, like.
Mhm.
What are
Yeah.
they teaching you in that monastery?
Not to set things on fire.
Fair, surely fair.
All right. So as the credits roll, the camera zooms back up to a control room where the people that run the station are freaking out, and there's a Gilmorian in a green uniform who is just staring at the screens, like looking so pissed off. And he turns to his assistant and he says, Now you do a fire drill." And that's it. Oh, and there's like bad guys skulking through the superstructure with like bomb making materials.
All right.
All right. Well, good job, everyone.
This was a wonderful session.
Good. I'm glad. Let's see. Likes and wishes. Did you let's go around the horn. Anthony, anything you liked?
Why am I always picked first? I haven't had a chance to think.
It is literally
Uh,
always me.
Rachel, AJ?
I didn't mean pick me first this time. Okay. I very much liked the moment in which that very good roll was just too damn good, where you started following the vampire because of chi.
Yes.
I have a different word for it. I'm trying to stay away from appropriating Asian culture, but I don't remember what it was. So yes.
Hell yeah. So you're spotting that energy. I enjoyed Missile just in general.
Oh man.
Just grabbing that vampire, no big deal. And then yeah, wanting to be one, I guess.
Let's see. I really like Alecto's naivete about things like fire drills, because it makes Mistletoe feel really smart.
Yeah.
She knows what a fire drill is.
We all have our holes in our knowledge.
That's right.
Us
That's right.
Fresh-faced
That's
babies.
right. And Alecto just seems so, can like followed that invisible person and did all this stuff, but then is like, what's a fire drill? So it's awesome.
I definitely like the image of Missile, like sort of flapping arms wildly, screeching, running in circles. and then wondering if they are not in fact a vampire. It has shades of Billy Crystal from Soap, who used to think he
Oh,
was it Billy who thought he
yeah.
was invisible? Was that Billy Crystal's
Yeah.
character?
Oh God, that was
yeah.
such a good show. It's been years, years. I should watch that. Although maybe
Yeah.
not. It might not hold up.
Maybe.
It may not have aged well. I know there was a
Yeah.
lot of risque stuff in there. At the
It
time.
was so
funny. but-
funny. Oh gosh, yeah, it was a good show.
All right, AJ, anything?
I'm very glad that I was able to make that charm. That's very
Mhm.
wasn't expecting to be able
Yeah.
to do that. Came in real clutch. Thank you very much.
Hell yeah. Yeah, the vampire lady I just took from our first abortive attempt at season 5. I was like, we got to bring this vampire lady back.
Sure.
So,
Gotta.
Yeah, just
you
'cause
being able
those-
to see her was great.
Just because those characters disappeared doesn't mean that she did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I didn't give her a name, did I? Or was that? No, I didn't give her a name. Interesting.
I like that we didn't get a name yet though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
All right.
that's good.
Anybody got any wishes? Anything you wanna experience coming up?
Oh,
More
man.
explosions.
Ooh, more explosions on a space station. All right.
Oh, just keep it punchy.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. Keep it moving.
I
keep
realize that
moving.
this is largely on us, but I want to find a way to get up to that room. I want to see if there's like anything that we can notice that we haven't already.
The which room?
The room that blew up.
Oh, right. The outer glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You can
Yeah.
get up there. Sure, why
Mistletoe
not?
is pretty fixated on that too.
Hell yeah.
But
I'm-
I think Cthulhu could even wrangle y'all like an official task force kind of thing where you can get some uniforms and go up there
Oh,
as
God's
like
bless.
ordinary workers. That'd be
yeah,
fun.
Mistletoe would love a uniform. Be super exciting for her.
Hell yeah. Well, thank y'all for playing. Viewer, thanks for watching. Listener, we love you. If you haven't heard the podcast, check it out. Shattered Worlds RPG. It's a great show. We play this game that I made up, and we play test it. We break it. We find all kinds of nuances, and I'm so excited to have the three of you here with me. Hell yeah. Shattered Worlds RPG. Dogs and cats living together. How do people find you on the internet?
You can find me on the internet on Twitter at AJ_Ganaros. That's Ganaros. You can also find me on a podcast that I do called Christmas Tide Ohio, which is a Kids on Bikes podcast. It's an anthological series. We're currently in 3rd grade right now, so that's fun and exciting.
It's a great show.
And you can find me on the podcast with the amazing Jeff Richardson at Everything is Awesome, or what is soon to be Foolish Wits, as soon as we do all the hard part of making logos and moving things over. But you can try either one depending on what portion of time reality you happen to be in.
Oh, yes. If you're in the sci-fi future,
Yes,
it's called Foolish Wits.
that's right.
Whatever that is.
That's or even not the sci-fi future. If you're just in the terrestrial Earth future, which hopefully we have one for a while.
If you're tuning in from the astral plane.
That's right. If you're tuning in from the astral plane, then I'll just send out a signal right now, and you should catch it. Zap. Okay.
All right. Message sent.
Yeah, if you guys want to talk logos, I'm a graphic designer. So
Thank you, dear. I too am a
no.
graphic designer, but if you are volunteering, I will cheerfully hand it over to you, because I love when people want to help me do things.
Hell yeah.
We can at least we
Yeah.
can even just confer that works too. I'm not online much. I'm here. And then you can find my Twitter handle is Dr. Mod, DOKTORMOD.
Hell yeah. And find us on Facebook, Twitter. It's at SWRPG Pod. Send us an email, shatteredworldspod@gmail.com. We do other shows. Obviously, Everything is Awesome, Foolish Wits. We got The War for the Tower, which is an actual play set in the world of Stephen King's Dark Tower. It's a lot of fun. Rachel's been on, a whole bunch of people. It's very different from this show. It's more serious. It's war, right? War is going to be more serious, but it's a lot of fun. We enjoy it.
But not too
And-
serious. There's
Yeah,
still plenty of tomfoolery, as it were.
I'm never going to be too serious. Yeah.
It's not really dark and gritty, is what I'm getting at. I think
Yes.
there's-
No. Yeah.
yeah,
We're less
yeah.
gritty than some.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. Did I give the email? I probably did.
You did.
Tell all your friends, subscribe, like, review, all that shit. And we'll get you next time. Keep it rolling.
Bye.
Bye.